Hey guys, we are going to pick up where we left off yesterday. So remember yesterday we were actually just solving proportions, just solving for a value. Today what we're going to actually do is learn how to set up and solve proportions, okay? So what I want to do is show you what you're going to be doing by the end of the period, which is just one problem, but I want to make sure you know how to set this up. So this is what your lesson is, or your assignment is going to be. So your job will be to put a word here, a number here, a number here, a number here, a number here, solve it on your paper, and solve for x. Okay, that's going to be your final assignment for today. Okay, just one single problem. Okay, so let's start. If you are in your book, you are going to be on page 173. So if you're at home and you don't have journal notes, if you do have journal notes, we're just going to continue where we left off. Okay? So let's see here. So we are right here. Okay, so hopefully you have a copy of your textbook or the journal notes, or you can get those printed somehow. I'm going to read from here because it's a little bit more clear than on my paper, and then I'll switch to my paper. Okay? So this says, first of all, it says, assume the situations are proportional. Okay, generally we can figure this out by how it's written. Okay? So Everardo paid $1.12 for a dozen eggs at his local grocery store. Determine the cost of 3 eggs. So let's mark on our problem here. Everardo paid $1.12 for a dozen eggs. So hopefully we know a dozen is 12. Okay? So this is a rate. We have two numbers with different units that are related. Okay? We want to know the cost of 3 eggs. So, when we set up a proportion, guys, what we want to do every time, this is going to help keep you organized, is you are going to write 3 lines. Now, I do know there is more than one way to solve this. Okay, I do know you can divide as a first step. But right now our focus is actually setting up proportions, because that may be what they have you do, not just give an answer, okay? So what I always do is I always put my units first. I put my rate, numbers second, and then I start matching up what I have left, okay? So my units, well, there's $1, and my other unit is eggs. Okay? Now, it's fine if you do eggs over dollars. It doesn't matter. This is just kind of the way I'm reading it. Okay? So how many dollars? Well, the rate says $1.12 for a dozen eggs. So I'm going to keep these together because they're related. Okay? Determine the cost. So we don't know the cost, so that's where my x goes, for 3 eggs, and of course that's going to fall right in line because that's what I have left, 3. So basically, on the problem you're going to be doing just this thing. You're going to be putting in your words, the rate numbers, and then you're going to match everything else, okay? So yesterday we learned to solve this, so what we're going to do, $1.12, these are easy numbers, so I'm not going to write them out. 3 times 2, 3 times 1, 3 times 1, and I get 336. So I'm going to do this part first, and I always put that over here on the left. And you probably know what we're going to do now, which is the other side, and we multiply 12 times x. Okay, so we divide because I have a number next to a letter, So to get a number next to a letter, that means multiply. To get rid of it, we do opposite, which is divide. Okay? Now, this is the kind of stuff I want to make sure you're showing carefully. Okay? So 3/36. I'm not giving myself a lot of room because I know this problem won't go too far. 12 plus 12 is 24 plus 12 is 36, so that's too big. So normally I put an X here, but since it's money right now, I'm going to go ahead and put 0. 12 will go into 3. 12 will go into 33 2 times, which is 24. Okay, 33, take away 24. Subtract that, what do you get? 9, pull down the 6, and I know how many times, but let's just say we don't. We add another 12 and I get 48. 48 plus 12 is 60. 60 plus 12 is 72. 72 plus 12 is 84. 84 plus 12 is 96. Take the time to do that, guys. I need good, neat work on your paper. I'm going to be looking for this when I return. If I do not see this in your journals, I'm not going to be happy with you. Okay, so if you have to pause, it's okay. Pause the video. Okay, so 12 into 96, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, with nothing left, right? So basically, it's saying we have 96 cents. So 3 eggs cost, I'm sorry, I don't know why I said 96 cents, 28 cents. I was like, that does not make sense. So if you're wondering where I got that, I got it right here when I actually divided, and I think I just looked right there. So 28 cents is the cost for 3 eggs, okay? So I'm just going to put that right here just to make sure. Okay, so now let's see if you were paying attention. Next one. Sheila mixed 3 ounces of blue paint with 2 ounces of yellow paint. So this is a ratio, this is a part-to-part ratio. 3 ounces blue, 2 ounces yellow. Looks like we're making it green, right? She decided to create 20 ounces of the same mixture. So this one's going to be a little more confusing. That's okay though. So how many ounces of yellow paint does Sheila need? So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to grab another little sheet of paper here to kind of show you my thought process, okay? Normally we start with our units, right? So I would say, oh, well, I have blue and yellow. And this is a little bit higher level, so just kind of follow me here. Blue and yellow. So those are my units. Blue is 3, yellow is 2. Okay. Then it says she decided to make 20 ounces of the same mixture. So I need 20 ounces of this. Now I do know we can scale it up. You might not understand that, but we're going to have to kind of adjust this. We want to know how many ounces of yellow paint. Okay. So the mixture, when you think of the mixture, I want you to think of those together. Okay. So hopefully you're not writing this just yet. We want the mixture. Well, the mixture of these two is 5. Okay, because we have 2 yellow and 3 blue. So my total mixture, if I combine the colors, is 5. Okay, of the mixture, and I'm using yellow because it's actually asking about the yellow. Of the yellow, there is 2. Okay, I promise I'm not tricking you like this one on your practice that you're going to do, okay? Okay, so I know 2 out of 5, and then it says she decided to create a 20 ounce of the same mixture. So we have 5. We want to make that into 20. and we're looking for yellow. So I'm just going to put a Y up here. I could put an X, it doesn't matter. But I want to do that to just assure that I'm dealing with the right color, okay? So up here, 2 ounces for yellow. I'm just double checking everything. So really, instead of using blue and yellow, which is what probably we want to lean to do, we have to add these because it's basically asking for a total. It's giving us total amounts. So line equals line equals line. I'm going to put yellow over, and I could put mixture, I could put total if I want. That might make more sense to you. So 2 of the mixture was yellow out of 5. Okay, remember we got the 5 because 2 plus 3. And then our mixture is going to be 20. Now a lot of y'all can probably solve this in your head. I am going to cross multiply quickly, by the way, to get to the next problem. 2 times 20 is 40. 5x. Divide both sides by 5. And x is 8. So the yellow would be 8, which makes sense that it would be less than half, right? 2 is less than half of 5, and 8 is less than half of 20. So our answer is 8. So quickly, I'm going to set up another proportion for you. Okay, I'm not even as concerned about the solve on this as I am the setup, okay? So, and I kind of want to come back and talk about equations with this, but right now let's just get through this problem. Assume the situations are proportional. Again, they need to give you information to let you know it is, and I think they do. Use the unit rate to write the equation here. Not going to do that right now. That may be something I do later, okay? So, number 6, a car can travel 476 miles on 14 gallons of gas. There we go, guys. That's our rate. Write an equation relating the distance d to the number of gallons g. How many gallons of gas does the car need to travel 578 miles? So I'm kind of going to skip this middle part and I'm going to go right to this question. I hate to do that, but I'm limited on time. So we're going to set up our proportion to solve this, okay? Line equals line equals line. Remember units, the rate numbers, and then we match, okay? So hopefully you know our units, we have miles and we have gallons, okay? How many miles? 476 with 14 gallons, okay? Now remember, we're skipping the middle part. I'm sorry, I don't think we're quite ready for that yet. How many gallons? So I don't know the gallons for 578 miles. And that matches. Miles, miles, miles. I'm looking for gallons, okay? So officially, I would love it if you would take the time to solve this. Good practice for you. Okay. I'll even give you the answer so you can check it for my go-getters. So if you are solving it, your answer will be 17. If you want to write that to the side and try it when you have a chance. Okay? Okay. Now number 7, we're just going to quickly solve it. Mrs. Baker paid $2.50 for 5 pounds of bananas. There's my rate. Skip this part. How much, we're looking for a cost, would Mrs. Baker pay for 8 pounds of bananas? So remember, line equals line equals line. What are my units? Dollars, and LB is for pounds. I won't freak anybody out. It's for pounds. How much? $2.50 for 5 pounds. And hopefully you know 8 pounds. That's going to go down, and I'm looking for cost. So you can try to solve that by yourself.